Hi to everyone today on this Soulful Saturday. That's my opinion of a Soulful Saturday. I know exactly what I'm going to be doing today. But today, after a few days of breaks from doing any videos, and we all have to have them sometimes because we have our own stuff that we have to sort out and deal with. But today, I wanted to talk about particle and wave. Why do I want to talk about that? Because the thing that's been coming up more dominantly in my environment and my energy recently, or the last probably week or so, has been about manifestation, about manifesting your life, manifesting your thoughts, manifesting your behaviours, manifesting your emotions, all sorts of ways that we manifest. And I'm a big one for wanting to learn and understand more about energy. And I think that comes from the fact that I do the work that I do. And I think being open-minded to want to understand it more is paramount to being able to do the work that you do. So what did I want to talk about? Particle and wave. Well, something that I've been learning and understanding recently is how, as I've always talked about, how we're energy and we're also a matter. So my perception of particle and wave is that particle is matter, wave is energy. And the way that we have to learn how to manifest, if you want to be good at manifesting, and don't get me wrong, we're all good at manifesting, but for most part of the time, we manifest the things that we don't want, not what we do want. And then we question it and wonder why. Why do I feel like this? Why has this happened to me? And why is this not going right? And, all of these different things, all of these different questions that we ask. But when you understand about just how much control you have over your experiences in your life and what you pay attention to, what you give your energy to, then you have the opportunity to change it, to try to think differently, to see differently, to show up differently. But if you keep going round the same hamster wheel all the time, then you're never going to get change. So how do we jump off that hamster wheel? Well, yeah, for the part, we need people around us that can support us in doing that, and we need to be able to connect with like-minded people who can uplift us. But mostly we need to connect with ourselves. Now, the way that I do that is when I have to take time out from actually communicating with other people or communicating with very few people, because you can't always uncommunicate with everybody. If you're going to go to shop, you're going to bump into people. If you've got to go to, pay to counter to pay for some of your shopping, you're going to communicate with people. So you can't always uncommunicate with everybody. But I suppose in one respect I am lucky that I actually live on my own with my dogs. So I do have many opportunities to be able to shut my door and focus on just being selfful with me. Now, you don't have to live on your own to do that, but you have to have the right environment. So you have to have people around you that understand and are on board with why you want to do what you want to do, why you might feel you need to be selfful or, take time for yourself. So going back to particle and wave, understanding energy and matter. So the matter, the particle, is your physical body. The wave is your emotional body. And that's your energy. And you could say that part of that as well is your thoughts, because your thoughts create those waves, those emotions. So what part do you have to work on first? Well, I would say you probably have to work on your thoughts. You have to become aware of yourself. You have to become aware of what you're doing, how you're thinking, what you're thinking about what you're doing throughout your day. And you've got to be disciplined enough to not judge yourself over how you're thinking, but to just purely recognise it. And then ask the question, what can I do to change it? Now, if it's got a foothold and you can't seem to stop that momentum, then the way that I deal with it is I have to ride it. I have to ride with it. And sometimes it may be that I have to shout and scream and cry and get angry and do all those things, or experience all those things that are actually making me feel like that. But when you really, really, really get a foothold on it, you start to learn that if you want to change something, you've got to get out of that old version of yourself. And a lot of this is about visualization. It's about allowing yourself to go to those places that you can create something different. It's about using your imagination, and it's about really getting into it. Think about it like when we were children and we used to read storybooks. One of the storybooks that I remember reading were Enid Blyton books, and particularly the ones about fairies, elves and gnomes. And when I used to read them, as young as I was, I could feel myself there as if I were an outsider looking in at the whole story that were unfolding in this book. And that was about using imagination. And when you use imagination, you create feeling. So you could actually say that the thoughts that you're thinking that are causing you so much distress, you're also using your imagination. Because most of the thoughts that you're thinking, you've programmed them from many, many years, of repeating the same words, yes, but, why do I feel like this? Yes, but why was I treated like this? Yes, but, why is my life like this? You keep going round the same loops. And, for many of us that are overthinkers or analysers, then we have to keep analysing the analysing bit that we've already been analysing. until you reach that point of saying, do you know what? Why am I doing this? Another question. Why am I doing this? How can I change it? What could I do that's different? What could I think differently? How could I think differently? And again, this is all about not judging yourself. Oh, I've got it wrong. Oh, I must be rubbish at it because it's not working. Da, da, da. All that does is send you on another loop of the same thing to compound the same thoughts in your mind, in your brain, that are, you know, the actual blocks to what you're trying to achieve in the first place. But sometimes we just have to ride it. Sometimes we just have to allow ourselves the time to work through that emotion and then just let it go. One of the main things that I do, and probably because I live on my own, obviously I talk to myself a lot, but am I really talking to myself? No, I'm not. I'm talking to my soul. I'm making decisions for myself on how I want to change things, how I want to think differently, how I want my life to change. I don't want to be a victim of circumstances that happened, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 5 minutes ago. I don't want to be a victim to that. I want to be a creator. And I want to be a creator of how I want to see my life, how I want to live my life, who I want to live my life with, why I want to live my life this way, how does it make me feel to live my life or even imagine my life to be that way. Because in the imagining, you are creating. And the art of good creativity is to be able to hold on to that creation, not the specifics of it, but the feeling of it. Does it make you laugh when you think about those things? You think, oh my gosh, what would I do if that had happened now? How would it make me feel? And then you get excited about it and, you think, well, if this life is built up of manifesting, of mirroring, of creating, then there's never any reason why we can't just change something. If you want something different to happen in your life, you have to be prepared to get out of your own way. If you want happiness in your life, you have to be prepared to get out of your own way. If you want new love in your life, you have to be prepared to get out of your own way. If you want the new job in your life, you've got to be prepared to get out of your own way. If you want people to respect you or, people to accept your boundaries, give you space, or just get out your own way. Just allow yourself your own time. Set the intention of how you want your day to go in the morning. Or if it don't work that way straight away in the morning, keep setting your intentions throughout your day. Well, okay, so I got up and I felt a bit crap. My mood were low. So what? Don't we all feel like that sometimes? So, right now, right here, this minute, you could choose to change it again. And there's always going to be a yes but, because that victim mode. You know, we've all got these different parts of our personality: victim mode, wise mode, child mode, whatever it is. We've all got it. But it's up to us to be able to be evolved enough, or maybe that's, I don't know if that's the right word. It's up to us to be wise enough, enlightened enough to be able to accept where we are at any given moment. And if you're feeling like a victim right now, just acknowledge it and say, you know, I may feel like that right now, but it's not who I am underneath. It's just a part of an experience that's showing up for me because of how I feel. That's emotion. So going back to particle and wave. Your physical is the particle. Your emotional is the wave. And I have a saying that I use quite often when things are, you know, going whatever way for me. I always say, you just have to ride the waves. Keep riding those waves. Hope you have a wonderful Saturday. This is quite a long video, 16 minutes I can see on the clock. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Have a fabulous day. And I'll be back soon with another video.